Hello, and welcome to Connected Parents. I'm your host, Sarah Marvin. Today, we're diving into a fascinating corner of the internet, online communities, specifically for parents of college students. For many of us, social media might seem like a place for funny cat videos or memes, but for some, it's a lifeline to find advice, comfort, and real connection. In our first segment, we'll talk about why online communities matter. Picture this. You've just dropped your kid off at college. The house feels quieter than ever before. You walk by their room and instinctively peek in, but the bed's made and the space feels empty. To distract yourself, you log onto Facebook. Amid the usual feed of memes and vacation photos, you see an icon for a group. Moms of college students. Intrigued, you click on it and find a post that reads, "I miss my son so much it physically hurts." Suddenly, you're not alone in your feelings anymore. You've found your village. I've seen posts in these groups about everything, from dorm decorating tips to big fears about kids' safety on campus. But it's more than just practical tips. What really sticks out is how these communities become a place to share life's ups and downs. It's not just about college, it's about all the changes that come along with it. Think of these groups as a modern-day village, but online. Historically, humans have always formed communities to deal with life's challenges, and social media has created a whole new version of that. What's interesting is how people who have never met in real life can come together and form genuine connections over shared experiences. At the heart of the community is emotional support. So let's talk about what brings people together to these groups in the first place. Well, for many moms, it's emotional support. Especially for parents who are now empty nesters, these spaces help fill the void left behind when their primary role as day-to-day caregivers shifts. Imagine the significance of being told, "It's okay to grieve this change, it's a big one."
I just dropped my son off at college last weekend, and I can't stop crying. This has been one of the hardest things I've ever done. I just feel so empty.
But in these groups, posts like this get hundreds of replies, all from other moms who have been there. They'll comment with things like, "It's okay to feel sad," or "You're not alone in this." And that's really the beauty of these spaces. It's a reminder that you're not alone, even when you feel like you are. Some research even shows that this kind of support can combat feelings of isolation and improve mental health. That's what makes these communities so special. They aren't just venting spaces, they're places to rebuild a sense of purpose and identity as parents of independent young individuals. But these groups aren't just about navigating challenges, they're a space for joy. Sharing a victory like your child making the dean's list or scoring the game-winning goal might not seem significant to a stranger, but here, it's met with genuine excitement. That validation is especially meaningful for parents adjusting to their child's absence. It's a way to stay connected and celebrate the moments that matter most.
My daughter just got into her top choice program. I'm so proud of her, and I wanted to share with people who understand.
It's like a little reminder, social media isn't just about venting or sharing only the hard stuff. It's also a place for pure joy and celebration. Let's dive into how these moms communicate. Why does this mix of public and private communication matter? It mirrors how we navigate real-world relationships. In the same way that someone might chat casually at a neighborhood block party, but save deeper discussions for a close friend over coffee. These groups allow for both community-wide engagement and private, heartfelt connections. For parents adjusting to life with fewer daily interactions, this layered community provides a much-needed balance. One mom shared that she formed a small, private group chat with a few other moms whose kids were struggling with anxiety at college. These private conversations allow for deeper and more personal exchanges that wouldn't feel as comfortable in a public post. It's like having a small circle of close friends within a larger community. This mix of public and private communication shows the versatility of online spaces. In a way, it's almost like a real community where you might have both big gatherings and smaller, intimate conversations. Social media is giving people the ability to create these layered types of connections in new ways. And just like any community, there's people in charge. In these Facebook groups, moderators play a huge role. They set the rules and make sure that everyone is respectful. In many ways, moderators are the unsung heroes who keep these spaces safe. Imagine someone posting about a child's mental health struggles, an emotionally charged topic. Moderators might step in to remove harmful comments, share a list of professional resources, or even privately message the poster to ensure they feel supported. Moderators have to navigate some tricky situations. For instance, when someone posts about a very sensitive topic, like a child struggling with addiction, moderators might step in to remind people to keep the comments respectful or offer support resources. It's not an easy job, but it's crucial for maintaining trust in the group. Let's zoom out for a second and think about the big picture. There's a lot of debate about whether social media is good or bad for mental health, but these groups can show a side of social media that's often overlooked: the positive impact it can have on emotional well-being. In these groups, moms are free to be open and honest, and studies actually show that having a support system, even an online one, can significantly improve mental health. For people who might feel isolated or unsure, these groups can provide an anchor. They offer a place to feel heard and supported. It's fascinating to think about how different parenting looks now compared to even a decade ago. In the past, parents might turn to neighbors or friends for advice. Now, you can instantly connect with thousands of other people who are in the exact same situation, no matter where they live. In many ways, social media has transformed parenting. It allows people to learn from others' experiences and feel less alone. But it also brings its own challenges, like feeling overwhelmed by so much advice or constantly comparing yourself to others. Some moms in these groups have mentioned that it's a balancing act. While this advice and support are invaluable, it's also easy to feel pressured to be the perfect parent, but the community helps them keep grounded. They can share the wins, the struggles, and that's what makes it all feel real. So what can we learn from these online communities? Maybe it's that as humans, we're always going to look for connections, even if they're virtual. And while social media has its downsides, it also has the power to bring people together in ways that otherwise wouldn't be possible. Thanks so much for joining me today on Connected Parents. If you're a parent or just interested in how social media shapes our lives, I hope this episode gave you something to think about. And remember, no matter where you find your community, whether online or offline, it's important to find people who lift you up and support you. Until next time, take care and stay connected.